All right. Hey, what's up? This is DJ Sue back once again with a gear comparison. Today we're going to be looking at the brand new Pioneer DJ DDJ-REV7, an absolute beast of a controller. I've only had this for 2 weeks, and this is already my favorite controller I've ever used, period. It's just awesome. And we're going to be comparing it with its closest competitor, and that would be the Rane ONE. And we're looking at sound quality today. Now, I'm just going to walk you through a little bit of my process, how we're doing it. So I've got the Rane ONE and the REV7 connected to different laptops. I've got the exact same track loaded on each player, both lossless. And I've got the main out running into a Roland Go Mixer Pro X via RCA from the main outs into an 1/8" input. Now, yeah, this is not scientific. This is not some kind of like rigorous test. I'm literally using the easiest thing possible in my collection, and this is it. So the Go Mixer Pro X is running into my iPhone 12 Plus, and that's it. No processing. I'm adjusting everything by ear. I'm making sure that they're the same volume. There is a long-standing sort of psychological phenomenon which tricks your brain into thinking something louder automatically sounds better. There's certain pieces of gear tend to be a little bit louder than others. Doesn't mean it sounds better. The way to test sound quality is you make sure they sound the same volume so that this psychological phenomena doesn't kick in. So yeah, this is what we're doing. All right. I'm going to use like I said, I'm going to use a lossless track. This is a track that I produced with my partner, DJ Wood. We go by the Rusty Cravers, among a whole bunch of other names. And what I'm basically going to do is play them at the same time, at the same tempo. Key lock is off. They're at 0 pitch, and we're just going to try and make sure that they play at the same time, and we're just going to cut in between them. I'm going to turn off my mic so that you don't hear any additional noise from me and my heavy breathing. You know what I mean? So here we go. Let's check this out. All right, we're going to start with the REV7.
I'ma say that shit again. Got the trap jumping, I'ma say that shit again. DJ play my record, tell him play my shit again. All these niggas hating, motivating me to win. I've been getting money, I'ma say that shit again. Got the trap jumping, I'ma say that shit again. DJ play my record, tell him play my shit again. All these niggas hating, motivating me to win.
All right. Yeah. I mean, they sound pretty close. Pretty darn close. I mean, you really have to be paying attention to hear any major difference. I don't necessarily think one sounds better than the other. I think they both sound pretty good. I'm listening intently. I have a pretty trained ear. I've been a music producer for 15 years. I've been a DJ for 20 years. And sound quality is a very important thing to me. So I'll tell you what I hear. I don't know if you can hear it or not. So I'm hearing a little bit more of the low mids on the REV7 Just a very minor, just a little bit more presence in I want to say like the 150 to 300 hertz range. Whereas it sounds a little bit, I don't want to say muted, but just a little bit more balanced on the Rane ONE. So that's going to be personal preference. I like it a little bit more tamed. I've been DJing a lot in my headphones. I haven't had I had a kind of couple months of gigs where I'm at, and then we're back in lockdown again. And all those gigs were like half capacity rooms or like, restaurants, that kind of thing. Because clubs never really properly opened it back up in my city. So I haven't played on a big system, and I haven't heard any of these on a big system. So I DJ a lot in my headphones, and I found that after a couple hours, the REV7 got a little fatiguing, and it was mainly because of that low-mid kind of presence. I'm kind of running mainly off of memory, but I didn't get that feel when I was DJing off of the Rane ONE, and I had that Rane ONE for a good couple months. Probably a good like 3 or 4 months, and I was DJing a lot. That was when I was live streaming the most during this whole pandemic. Yeah, I mean there's that, but that is so subtle, and that's something that I would only notice doing what I'm doing right now, which is going back and forth between the tracks. Try one more track, and this is going to be a bassier track, very subby, a little bit more of a trappy kind of sound. And this is another track that I made on an EP that I released. You probably see some spam on it down below. But here we go. Let's hear it. We're going to start with the Rane ONE. I'm muting the mic. All right, so I heard a little bit more kind of differences in there. This time in the sort of like the upper mid range. There's a little bit more presence in the, oh man, I can't even tell you. Probably like the 4K range. I'm pulling that out of my butt. But yeah, it sounds, it's there. I think immediate A-Being, it definitely like jumps at you a little bit more. Again, it's very subtle. I do find that it's I would say it's a little bit almost too pronounced. Like when A-Being, it's like, oh wow, that's there. But after listening to it for a while, it gets a bit more fatiguing. So yeah, I mean, I think the general idea that I'm hearing, at least, is that the Rane ONE is a little bit smoother, whereas the REV7 has a little bit more sort of a little bit more kind of a punchy presence in the low and high mids. I don't think either of them sound bad. I think they both sound really, really great. For my money, I'd be happy with either. There's not a huge rift between the sound quality of these companies anymore, and that's awesome. I have definitely, had my fair share of issues with Pioneer DJ and the sound of especially their controllers. I didn't think the 1000 sounded particularly good. I definitely didn't think the SX sounded very good. I had the SR and I had to return it because I thought it didn't sound good at all to me. This is money. I love it. This is just another, notch in the belt for the DDJ-REV7 because it's holding its own against the company that is known specifically for sound quality. So there we go.